$15,000 for 150 people. It'll average to just under $100 per person, which is a screaming great deal when you look at any other venue.
With 150 guests? That's great. Hi, and welcome to Unveiled, where hopefully you're gonna get a bunch of tips and tricks and inspiration for your wedding day. So we're here today at Ocean Canyon, and we're talking to Chef Dora, and hopefully we're just gonna learn all about everything you need to know if you wanna have your wedding here at Ocean Canyon in Palos Verdes. So Dora, thank you for having us and welcoming and opening your doors to us here.
Absolutely. Ocean Canyon and having a venue up here in Palos Verdes has always been a dream. And hopefully your viewers can learn about this beautiful venue, but also learn about weddings regardless of where you end up having your special day. I've been doing this about 35 years and yeah, so it's like, it's what I do, it's what I love. And so I've seen it all and I would love to be of service.
That's great. I mean, so Dora runs the venue, and to have someone with just that much experience is already value in and of itself, because you're there at the wedding day, right?
Yes.
And the kind of solutions that you must just have up your sleeve with that much experience, that's invaluable.
Absolutely. Being here at Ocean Canyon, you know, it's pretty simple. We try to make it as seamless as possible for brides. The minute they walk through the door, we can be as much or as little service as you need. We can provide the wedding, the ceremony, china, glass, and silver, pristine uniform staff, as well as like fantastic, amazing food that could be customized specific to your palate. But we bring a lot of the off-site experience that we've gained for the past 35 years to your special day. So regardless of what happens, the bride and groom will never see any sort of chaos. It'll just be nothing but extreme, seamless, beautiful moments. That is our goal to make.
You know, that's not something that people advertise too much, you know, what kind of experience you're going to have. And the kind of experience you're going to have isn't just the place, but the people. And the venues that we love working with we don't just love the venue just because the venue's pretty, but because the interactions that you have, because that's what really is going to bring it home and make it seamless.
Well, we truly love what we do, and I'm just lucky that sharing food and hospitality, it runs through my blood. You know,
Go Filipinos.
As a Pinay, it's something that has been ingrained in the way we communicate and share with others. You know, food is our love language, and so making a moment, not just a meal, is always my goal. It's not just the food that goes down on the plate. It's walking into the room. It's seeing the beautiful atmosphere and smelling the deliciousness that is being prepared for you in the back, the garlic going off in the oil and the sauteing, you can smell all of the beautiful flavors coming together. It gets the guests excited and looking for the next moment.
That's the only bad part about going into a well-cooked Filipino home is the smell, the aroma.
It leaves with you too. Yeah.
But then it makes you hungrier later. Speaking of hospitality, we totally didn't expect this. When Sheila and I came down and we're getting ready, and then like there was like this ice with drinks in it, and we're like, oh, well, I'll help you carry it. And she's like, oh, well, that's for you. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. We didn't expect that. And then someone comes out with a tray of like little snacks. I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, that's for you. I'm like, oh, we do these kind of things and we don't expect people to.
Well, you know what? No one goes hungry on our beat. If you walk through our threshold, you're going to leave full and you're going to leave satisfied regardless what you're here for. Oh, man. So.
Spoken like a true Filipino.
Absolutely.
Okay, so one of the things that I love to do with talking about venues is really getting to the hard questions that when we talk to so many couples, and one of the most often complaints at the beginning of their wedding planning is just how many venues they have to go to, how hard it is to get information. Even trying to set up venue interviews, I think there's a hesitation because they don't want to let out the information. So thank you for being open to this and making it hopefully convenient to brides.
Absolutely.
So one of the first questions is, well, the first question really is budget. And I'll frame it in this way. If we're getting married here at Ocean Canyon, what should our typical overall wedding budget be? So that I can kind of keep that in mind, knowing that this is how much the venue itself is going to cost. Does that question make sense?
Yeah, let me go through with all the different bullet points that a bride and groom should be thinking about when they enter the venue. Because there's so many line items that are included in this great big day, which is why I try to make pricing as seamless and easy to understand as possible. Awesome. There are no hidden fees, and everything's bundled, so you can just say, okay, I'm going with Chef Dora, and I don't have to worry about anything. Okay, so the venue itself, we have two time slots. We have a morning time slot, which is $4,000, and that is a 5-hour access, and you can have a brunch wedding, you can have a corporate event, on the weekends, whatever fits your vision that you want to be able to share this beautiful venue with your friends and family. The next time slot is where most brides decide to get married, and that is the 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. time slot. That starts off at $5,000. And what's awesome is that it includes both the indoor and the outdoor space. It includes all your tables and chairs for up to 150 people. It includes your linens, china, glass, and silver, as well as gold chargers.
Nice.
Our menus are also complete. Our menus start off at $62 per person. But that's all in. That includes your uniform staff. That includes setting up of the room, breaking down of the room. It includes pretty much everything that you need from start to finish. Your appetizers, a plated salad, plated or buffet dinner, no difference in cost if it's plated or buffet. We try to make it simple. No matter what, you're going to get a great service. Yes. Wow. And I'm very proud to say that we have the most accessible pricing in Palos Verdes, the most cost-effective venue in the South Bay. And I'm very proud to say that. Okay. And because this is our first opening year, we just wanted as many people to enjoy this facility as possible and spread the word.
Awesome. Oh, that was a great answer.
Well, thank you.
So we're looking at about 150 guests for that at those prices. And then the food. So do the math for me at like 60.
Let's say the average wedding is 150. So 5,000 takes care of your venue and all your tables and chairs. And so I'm no mathematician, but just let's multiply 62 times 150.
Yeah.
And that is your wedding.
62 times 150. So that's let me make sure. 62 times 150. So 9,300 plus 5K. So a little under 15,000. You're already getting your venue, the people running the venue.
Yes.
You're getting the food already, full courses.
The entire event. 15,000 for 150 people. It'll average to just under $100 per person, which is a screaming great deal when you look at any other venue.
With 150 guests? That's great.
Absolutely.
Man. So I already know some some brides that we're talking to that are looking to keep their budget under 20. Yeah. And I would typically advise them like you're probably looking at less than 100 guests.
Yes.
But there with those kind of numbers, it kind of becomes possible.
Absolutely. And really the higher your guest count goes, the less expensive per person it becomes, right?
Okay, yeah, the ratios will math up that way. Here's another one. What about weekday weddings? Do you guys do any? By weekday, we mean Monday through Thursday.
Monday through Thursday, anything is possible. We are very booked up Monday through Thursday, believe it or not. We do a lot of classes here and corporate events. So if we do have, an out-of-town wedding, which that is something that people from out of state love to take advantage of because all their family members are coming in anyhow and are going to make a trip out of it. It's a great way to get a gorgeous venue at a discounted price. price. So the pricing tends to be about 15-20% less depending on which day of the week it is.
Okay, so it is still going to be less.
Yes, absolutely.
Than even the morning shift.
Yes.
Okay. By the way, and I'm glad you brought up like there's the daytime. Well, from what time to what time was the daytime one again?
It's a 5-hour event. So the access is from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
9 a.m. 2 p.m. Okay. Okay. So if I was a bride planning my wedding day, and I personally don't think about that time slot as a wedding time, who's that good for?
You know, I've been doing weddings for longer than many people have been alive, 35 years. Okay. And believe it or not, I used to do AM time slots and PM time slots. I ran 3 different venues, and we would do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, AM and PM at all 3 venues, 18 weddings a weekend. Okay, because if people really want a gorgeous wedding and they want the view and they want the atmosphere, they'll have this wedding ceremony, they'll have a great brunch, and then they might host somebody at a hotel and have the rest of, let's say, a great lunch over at the Terranea and host somebody for an afternoon type of soiree. But they have their ceremony and light bites here.
Okay, so it's not quite a formal dinner. They have like
mostly brunch type
brunchy
of,
type of
exactly,
thing, yeah.
brunchy and
So-
finger foods, some mimosas, and it's generally like the starting of the rest of the great day.
Will they still do like speeches and
Absolutely.
some formal dances still?
Yeah, it's totally up to the bride and groom. Ceremony takes about half an hour of that,
Yeah.
and then they still have time to do your first dance, speeches, and then go into some light bites and even cut the cake, and move on to something else that's very exciting.
And that could be good for those couples that they're not really into the nighttime party, because there's been so many venues and so many weddings where we're taking pictures and half of the guests are just sitting
Yes.
as the open dancing starts, and then they'll start to teeter off at that point because it kind of gets boring. But this could be a money saving trick,
Absolutely.
especially for those that don't necessarily need that nighttime party.
Yes.
So that makes sense. That's cool.
You know what a lot of people do that are coming in from out of town, and a lot of people that love this venue, maybe the bride and groom have relocated here to Los Angeles, but they have friends and family from the Midwest and from the East Coast. They don't really care what time the wedding's at. They maybe came in on a Friday. They're going to have a great rehearsal dinner the night before, and many times we'll do that here on a Friday night for them. And then in the morning they have their ceremony. They have a gorgeous reception, but the dinner time, the meal time is much more, it's a little bit shorter and a little more casual. And then after this part of the day, they take a break, maybe go back to the hotel, and then for the close family members, they still have a gorgeous dinner, let's say at an ocean-based hotel or restaurant for some close family members that are making a whole weekend out of it.
Speaking of the food during the daytime shift of the wedding, I'm assuming that's going to be cheaper too?
Yes, because there's less courses involved,
Yeah.
and it's much more, again, accessible. So you can have the same beautiful experiences, and at venues, bride and grooms are looking for photo moments. And so that's one of the main reasons why they come, and they get their photo moments, they get the view, they get great food, and they're able to do it for like 20% less.
Yeah, and then you still have the time with the family. Yeah, like you said, the great view. That brings me to another question. Looking at the view here, looking at the layout of this place, who is the perfect bride for Ocean Canyon? Because there's so many different possibilities out there. What makes for the perfect bride here?
Gosh, I would say any bride. That's why we're just really keeping the prices accessible and entry level so that you can come in and enjoy the place, and I want to spread the word. While this facility has been here for over 20 years, we just took it over in January, and we're rebranding the experience, and we want, word of mouth is the most important thing, especially when it comes to brides and grooms. They want to know another bride that has had an amazing experience here.
Definitely, yeah.
We offer everything. We offer amazing food. not your typical banquet type of affair. We have amazing vendors that I've worked with for the past 30 years that are at the top of their skill level. And I only include people on our vendor list that I've worked with, hundreds of times. So they are getting the top-notch vendors that are suggested. They're getting access to wonderful event planners, great photo moments, and awesome food. The same service elsewhere would be twice the price.
That makes sense.
And our pricing is very easy to understand. Most venues that you go to, there's the venue price, there's the food price, there is the labor price, there's a 22% production fee, as well as tax and gratuity. We have one price, and that includes everything.
That's rare.
Yeah.
That's because one of the questions I would standard ask is, what are the hidden costs? And right away you already said, well, there aren't really any hidden costs.
It's all there. The only thing not included is alcohol, and then we have some very reasonable alcohol packages. If you want to do signature cocktails, table wine service, we can do that for you too. But again, it includes uniform staff, china, glass, and silver, all of your linens, amazing food, as well as, I forgot to mention, your hydration station, so your non-alcoholic beverages.
Nice, yes. And since you brought up alcohol, that's a great question to ask next. What are we looking at? What kind of budgets would we be looking for alcohol?
Our starting bar service is $20 per person, and that includes beer, wine, soft drinks, as well as your bartender.
Okay. So, at 150. You said 20.
I'm no mathematician. I'm a chef. I'm sorry. But
so you said 20, right?
yeah, so that is
that's
about
like
3,000.
Oh yeah, a little. Yeah, it's like
150.
2,500
Yeah.
ish. Okay, I think.
I think it's 3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just saying 15 times 2 is 30, and then I add it.
Yeah.
So about 3,000, which is way less than if you went to any other venue or hotel.
So we're definitely competing here in price, and I don't think we're losing much in aesthetic. It's a gorgeous looking venue. Right now we're sitting in what do you call this area?
We call it our meditation garden because we also, relax and have meal service and luncheons and brunches in this area where it's just really calm and relaxing vibes.
And this is where the ceremony can take place.
Yes.
What's our most typical layout?
Here,
Usage-wise of the spaces.
150 people ceremony done in this area alone. Then I typically put an outdoor bar at the very end of the space. Inside the hall area, we do all our seated dining and our dance floor. Out in front on the patio area, we can fit another 100 people seated dining. And there's so many different options as far as layout. I really like to encourage using the entire space.
Sure.
It's nice to do ceremony here, bar service here, and then cocktail hour again in the front patio. Leave the wow moment for the hall for when the bride and groom do their grand entrance.
Okay.
And so we start off cocktails. After the ceremony, we welcome people with pre-poured glasses of champagne and appetizers, and then we lure them to the front patio where they can sit and relax in the sun, have more great appetizers and cocktails, and then we'll open up the doors once the bride and groom are ready for their grand entrance, and then the guests can make their way inside, and then the party begins.
And guys, it's all connected so easily. It's not like other venues where you're walking way too far from one point to another. It's here, then there's the indoor, and then right at the other side is the outdoor side again of the entrance. So it's very easy to get from one point to another. Here's a hard question, or rather a question that people might not ask sometimes, but it's an important one, especially with an indoor-outdoor venue.
Yes.
Weather contingencies. What are the backup plans for weather here at Ocean Canyon?
Good question. So the average wedding that we do, we can do up to 250, but the average wedding is 150. 150, we can seated dining with plenty of room in the hall 150.
Okay.
So if there were issues with weather, the entire event can happen outside, as well as we have canopies in the front patio. So if there's light sprinkling, we can just pull the canopies over, and it's almost like a tented area.
Oh, it's already just ready to pull over.
Yeah, it's included in the fees, and we just pull it right over, and it becomes a covered patio area.
Okay, so you would never be stuck just in the hall.
No.
You have both, at least the front and the hall.
Exactly, exactly. And we've also done ceremonies inside. So we'll do the ceremony perhaps inside. And then we will have the patio area set with the canopies covering the area.
It's cocktail hour.
Exactly. So after the ceremony, we will invite the guests to come outside for cocktails and appetizers. We will reset the Henriksen Hall. And so 1 hour later, they can come inside and the whole room will be transformed.
Easy flip and good contingency plan. And you don't have to pre-order. Some places, like you have to kind of look a week ahead, and then you have to order extra, like a tent.
Yes.
So this is good. You can easily adapt.
You don't have to rent a tent for any reason over here. Another positive thing about this venue, which not everyone thinks about, but everyone has grandparents and elderly folks that, you know, our older loved ones that we want to take care of. We are all on one level. So your loved ones don't have to worry about, oh gosh, I won't be able to see the ceremony because it's on a hill, or I have to walk down those steps.
So easy accessibility.
Absolutely. There is also, we have easy parking, again, for any seniors or for anyone that's approaching. It's very rare to have 85 parking spaces at one venue. Not to mention we have 20 more slots along the street for, along Monte Malaga.
Because if you have 150, you're not gonna have 150 cars.
No, you probably have right around 75.
Yeah. So
and there's parking for everybody.
Okay, and yeah, it's very convenient. Even for a shooter. So if I'm doing photos or video, I'm not having to lug a lot of gear across so much area, and we're losing time just from getting from point A to point B.
And it alleviates the cost of valet, which a lot of venues, you have to use valet.
Yeah.
Because there will never be enough parking spaces down below unless you have a wedding for 50. And seniors will never be able to make it down the hill. So valet is something which could be another $5,000, $10,000 that you have to work into your budget. Here you can focus on a great photographer capturing the moments, like this gentleman right here, and great food, and you're covered.
Great food. I mean, that's always priority for me. Another aspect that we haven't covered yet is, do you have a bridal suite?
Yes, we do.
You do?
We have a bridal suite, and we do have a groom suite, and normally, I'm sorry, but grooms are forgotten, but they're not forgotten here.
Then at some point, we need to get some shots. Is that something that we can check out later?
It's not staged right now, and actually, I believe there's a class going on inside there.
Oh, it's
but
one of the classrooms from the
yes, yes.
Okay, but at least there is space there.
We do. So at nights and on the weekends, I clear that space out. And there's a bathroom that's adjacent to the bridal cottage. She has complete privacy, as well as the groom.
Is it typical for brides who want to fully get ready here?
Yes.
Or
yes.
do they usually go off-site first and then come here to get dressed, or just?
That's pretty much what they do. So typical access time prior to ceremony is 2 hours. Mm-hmm. So many times the bride will have a hotel right down the street, let's say Terranea or Sonesta. That's where they will have their getting ready with their bridal party. Mm-hmm. Then come up here with their hair done, but maybe put on the dress and finish up their makeup. Mm-hmm. And so that they don't have to worry about putting any creases in their beautiful gown, and they can finish dressing here.
Okay, but at least they do have a space.
Yes.
They can at least chill before the ceremony. They don't have to wait in the car or anything like
Absolutely.
that. Okay, good to know, because when we visited at the open house we didn't get a chance to ask or see.
Yes,
So,
yes,
okay.
yes, absolutely. I'd love
Awesome.
to show you the next time you're here.
What's live cooking?
So we offer many different forms of service. Okay,
Okay.
so we of course do our banquet buffet or plated, but I also like to promote the most fun way to take care of your guests. I think are action stations, where you have chefs right there in front of you creating the pièce de résistance, something really gorgeous under mesquite flames, or sautéing pasta right in front of you and serving it out of a gorgeous Parmesan wheel.
That's cool.
Or fresh pressing homemade masa corn tortillas and sauteing up New York steak carne asada tacos. We like to do that outside in front of you. And most venues you can't do live cooking because it's indoors. It has to be outdoors to do live cooking. And there's so many areas here that make it great for grazing. Having a charcuterie, yeah, it's great for mingling.
Yeah.
Having a charcuterie station underneath the gazebo, then having an Italian station in the patio. Then over here, maybe we do like an Asian stir fry. There's so many different ways that you can encourage your guests to socialize and get to know each other, because you have families coming that have never met each other from all parts of the world, and 2 different families. And this way, it really breaks the ice.
I'm like having to control my facial expressions to not look sad because I'm getting hungry as she's talking about the different possibilities of food. So speaking of food, that you're messing with my mind thinking about all this lovely food that you're describing, you have the option of plated or buffet. One, just to reiterate, you said no price difference.
No price difference.
Plated or buffet. Secondly, why would you choose one over the other? What's the benefit of plated versus buffet?
Well, buffet, people like Filipinos, food is our love language, right? And my auntie and Lola want to come back for more than one serving. So that gives them the option to come and eat as much as they like and choose whatever fancies them, and come back for more, you know?
Sure.
Many times in different cultures, coming back up for more, and food is the main focus of the event.
Yeah.
And so that's what's great about a buffet. A plated meal is fantastic because you get an extra level of service. And so it's very elegant. And for a lot of brides and grooms who have elderly folks, they don't want their aunts or uncles or grandparents to be able to having to get up and go get their food.
Carry the
So,
plate.
exactly. So it all depends on, you know, the guests that you have coming and what would they prefer.
So I guess you can say that it almost could be with the tone that you're setting, that if it's plated, it feels a little bit more formal
Yes.
too. But buffet kind of almost like, hey, backyard, a little more
It's
chill,
more casual. It's
more
chill.
casual.
But one thing I like to state is that our buffets and our stations are killer. They are not just places where you swing by and you pick up your plate. Aesthetics are 90% of the game for me. When people walk through our venue and they see the stations, they know they're going to be in for something really awesome. We create the buffet and the station specific to the bride and groom. Once we know they're inspo, I have a whole warehouse of gorgeous props and you know, china, glass, silver, risers, adding the height and dimension that we love to add, so that the buffet is fun and it's interactive and it does not feel like a downgrade at all.
Wow. And that's still included?
It's all included, yeah. It's included in the price.
Dang.
And normally when we go off-site, we do charge 22% extra to set up the elevated type of grazing display. It's all included here at this venue.
So, you know, everything sounds amazing. The price points are unbelievable. I mean, these are great price points, especially for how beautiful the place looks and how tasty everything's going to be. A couple other like round off questions. Are you allowed to bring other vendors like that are outside of your vendor list? And second, are you allowed to bring another caterer? I don't know why you'd want to.
That's what I was about to say. Why would you want to? Because the food is a part of the venue and it's a part of the amazing experience
I mean, you
that
have a
we
chef
like to
that's
create.
leading the venue.
Exactly,
So-
exactly. But we do like to be flexible, and certain brides and grooms, we have an amazing couple getting married in June, and they really wanted Southeast Asian cuisine, Indian food cooked to order, and it's not our specialty, right? So absolutely, we welcome them to come on in. There is a $3,000 buyout fee when you want to bring in your own caterer, because pretty much anything food and beverage related, we can take care of. Our menus are extremely global and multicultural. We can do, I was trained in France at the Ritz Escoffier in Paris. I know traditional French cuisine, and as well as I grew up in LA, and I have all of the Pacific Rim flavors under our belt. But if someone wants something special, they're welcome to bring them in. And as far as our wonderful vendors, I have a slew of amazing vendors that I've worked with for the past 30 years that are pre-vetted for you. You won't miss out if you choose one of our vendors. But if you have an amazing vendor that you've worked with, you're welcome to bring them in. My vendor list is a suggestion, but it's not a rule. You can feel free to bring in any other vendors, but they do need to have their own COI so that our venue is protected.
Insurance, basically. Here's one I just realized. You're so experienced with weddings and events in general, and it sounds like you're so hands-on with just facilitating a smooth experience here. I typically will always recommend having a wedding coordinator, not a venue coordinator specific, but a wedding coordinator separate from the venue. There are a few venues that I almost feel like you kind of don't need it here. It's rare.
You don't absolutely need it, but I do suggest it. Because once the wedding starts, you need someone in charge of your timeline, right? So generally that means the event planner and the DJ need to be working in tandem. It helps, the investment, which it is an investment for your day, seems like a large part of your budget. It's going to make your day much more seamless, because I'm going to be, once the event is planned, I'm going to be in the back cooking. Okay, making sure that everything comes out spectacular. But the event planner is going to make sure everything runs on time. And that's what can happen without an event planner, is a lot of unexpected costs. So your event planner is going to keep you from having the videographer run on time, over time, making sure that you get your photos and the moments that you really, really want, to make sure that you get the sunset photos with your groom, to make sure that the cake is cut before grandma and grandpa leave. All those special nuances, that's the event planner's responsibility. So if you don't have an event planner planning out the entire event, that's okay, because I can help you with 90% of that. But you do want a day of event coordinator so that you can have peace of mind that everything that you've envisioned will come to fruition.
And yeah, even with someone this much experience, her experience actually dictates, hey, still have the coordinator. That's one of the most regrets that I had on our wedding day with me and Sheila, was I had a couple of vendor friends offering to do it for free. And I said, I already know weddings. I got this.
Yes.
It was horrible.
You're not able to be a guest.
We're like, oh, where's this? Where's that? Where did this person go? Why are they not here yet?
Yes.
Make sure, there's so many logistics, and you don't want to know about the fires that are happening on your wedding day. You just want to be able to enjoy it, and a good coordinator will just put out the fire. We should just be offering that service straight out of Hope Boat, because I push it so much.
Absolutely.
But our day as photographers and videographers goes so much smoother. And I'm very picky when it comes to how they do a timeline.
Yes.
She beats my experience. I've been doing this over 20 years, but you got a decade over me. And at a glance, I'll know what kind of timeline I'm getting. Sometimes I'll see timelines that have like 5-minute increments.
Yeah.
And I go, well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, let's be realistic, right? There needs to be windows.
Yes, or they'll put like such little time for something that I'll go like, that transition's not going to happen in that amount of time, or too much time.
Yeah.
for certain things. I'm like, you don't need 30 minutes for cake cutting.
Yeah. There needs to be a smooth transition from one moment to the next to keep everything exciting for the guests, knowing that there's always going to be more eye candy coming up.
Whenever a couple doesn't have a wedding coordinator, Sheila and I try to step in to kind of fill that role, because it was one, we do this show and we're learning so much, even more about weddings, because we're talking to all these different vendors. Plus, we tend to be the one next to the bride and groom.
Yes.
So we're the ones saying, let's move on to this, to this, to this, to this. So I try to help them set up the timeline at the least.
Exactly.
To make sure it's optimal for all the movement of the day.
As do I. I try to create a timeline, because when a bride and groom first walks through the doors, many times they haven't hired the rest of their vendors. So they don't have an idea of how things are going to go. So I've done so many weddings that I can say, if your wedding is at 5 o'clock, it'll probably be over at 5:30. And you'll probably have your appetizers between 5:30 and 6:30, and I can help them with their grand entrance and things like that. But the day of event quarter, we'll make sure that happens.
We'll execute it.
Yes,
Essentially. And by the way, if you've already stuck around this long in the video, thank you. I'm glad that you're finding this helpful. And if you need a little bit more help with planning your wedding, we created a custom ChatGPT. So if you're already using ChatGPT, this is customized to help you plan your wedding. It's called Weddings Unveiled. And you can just get that link right in the description. And it's for free. Just take it, use it. It'll just bring us so much joy to know that it's being actually used and utilized. And I'm uploading new content to it every day, so it's getting smarter and smarter until one day the machines will take over. But until then, you can just use it to help plan your wedding.
I love that. I will introduce that to all my brides and grooms.
Please do. I'll give you one too.
Absolutely.
I have a custom GPT that helps me run the wedding for my side, where I give it the schedule, and I'm just talking to it throughout the day going, hey, what's next? And then it tells me and then how to adapt my time.
It's like having a personal assistant. That's nice to you.
Yes, robots are cool.
Absolutely.
Speaking of wrapping time, especially with a little bit of an outdoor, and I see some houses around here, is there like a hard cutoff when noise ordinance has to like cut things off or anything like that here?
Yes. So the typical time frame for an 8-hour access to the building is 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. And that typically goes 2 hours of setup, 5 o'clock guest arrival, and ceremony starts at that time. And then ceremony reception ends at 10 p.m. And at 10 p.m. is the time that we start breaking down, loading up the bride and groom, and making sure that you guys have all your gifts packed and you guys are ready to move on to the next stage of your life. So it does fit perfectly into the noise ordinance.
How much time of partying do they have in there?
So 5 hours. 5 hours of partying.
Of the open dancing, you think? About?
Gosh, about 2 hours, I would think. It all depends on how long dad and mom go with the speeches and things like that.
Okay, I mean, that's an ample time to party.
Yes.
So, well, thank you again for opening your doors and having us here. Again, if you stayed this long, good on you. I hope that it was helpful helping you in your wedding planning journey. Again, link in the description below for everything, for the venue, for that ChatGPT, for our services if you need photography and videography in Southern California. And if you have any other topics you'd like us to cover or any other venues you'd like us to visit that we can share the truth about it, not just biased opinions, comment down below. And hopefully see you in the next one.
Thank you so much for having me.